Most people who invest online don't actually show what they're doing. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my full-on strategy, ISA, pension, crypto, even the property side of it, with the goal of retiring a little bit earlier than what we are probably at my age expected to. Because I want to talk about what type of stocks or funds I buy into, why I still buy crypto, and why I probably will overpay on my mortgage for that safety blanket. But for transparency, as you know, I do talk a lot about my stocks and shares ISA on here. I have briefly covered my pension, but when it comes to financial content, I think you have to be transparent. I think you have to showcase you can walk the walk. I've been investing for a while, mainly crypto though, but I did start in the world of the stock market. The problem we have with financial content, there's a lot of clickbait. There's a lot of stuff that could be good, but have they actually done it? Probably not. Even though I am talking about retirement and compounding, I can see the mechanics of it. I've been doing that side of it for a bit of time now, so I can actually see it. But in terms of where my experience comes from, it's from the volatility, the cycles, the crypto side of it, knowing how to survive. And if you like this sort of stuff, feel free to slap a like on the video. And this is a new camera setup, by the way, so it might not be perfect. Bear with me, but I'm hoping over time it will get better. Let's talk about the first obvious point is freedom versus money, or over money, essentially. Because it's not about having, say, a £500,000 kitty at the end of it and then blowing it on a Porsche, a yacht, a nice house, many holidays, because you do need to survive. Because it's all about, technically, having options, isn't it, realistically? But what you actually want is, yes, a safety net. The flexibility that you can do something without having to go, can I afford this? You get the idea. But the main one, time, controlling time. Your options is like you go, yes, I can do that. No, I can't do that. Do I want to work more? Do I want to work less? Options. Because retiring early is a choice. I've often said I probably won't retire in the traditional terms, but I probably will slow down massively. It's not about stopping work, it's about removing pressure, allowing you to be with your grandkids, your dog, play more golf, football, whatever it may be. But it isn't, as I say, about being rich. It's about having those options. Options open is always a good place to be. So on the screen, as you can see, my pension. It's all right. It's decent. I mean, I probably should have taken more care of it. I haven't really done much with it. But over the course of time, since I've had this account, it's up 24%. That's not too shabby. But the reality is here, we need to talk about the obvious in the room. This is now more of a priority for me just because I have a company. I can put a lot more money into my pension and reduce my corporation tax. I could also, with my own salary from my company, put money into this and still get tax relief. So I could add a lot more aggressively to this and it will give me a nice little pot. I do have a pension calculator on my website. There's a link below to that if you're interested. Most people, though, have a workplace pension. Make sure, if you're not yet done so, go to your HR and find out what you're on. What risk plan are you on? Are you on one? You might have been a 19, 20-year-old little scrotty little teenager at the time going, I don't want that. And then you opt out of it and you've never even realized. And then you start talking to people at work and you're like, what's your pension contributions? Don't have any. So yeah, just be mindful. Now again, on the screen, you can see this is my lovely ISA. It's not been around that long. It's only been a couple of years in the making, but it is starting to compound slowly. And that's the thing. It is starting to do what it needs to do. And over the course of time, these contributions will add to more returns of the investment and the income, and it will start to snowball. It's quite simplistic. It works. And I know not everyone agrees with me, but if you're not looking at dividends, you probably should be long term. I know people will be like, oh, but you don't make much money. I'm going to prove a point to you because going on to this here, just bear with me. When you go to certain funds, so for me, I really like the all world high dividend payers. People look at that and go, but for me, when we look at the overall metrics, it's doubled in price. People say and people associate, dividends without growing with price. Realistically, there, it has still grown quite nicely. Over the last year, it's actually up 23%. Oh, even over a 5-year period, it's done all right. Yeah, there was a little bit of a period where it was a bit sticky, but we all knew why. There was a situation for that. But overall, it's been pretty good performance. But the reason why I opt in to say more and more about the stocks and shares ISA, only 17% of adults in the UK have one. It is tax-free for the most part. If you are holding US stocks, maybe not for dividends, there's a bit of a withholding tax there. But certainly for most things, it's absolutely brilliant and it's bulletproof in that sense. Because on one hand, yes, you have a pension. You can do a lump sum, you can draw off that. There is tax in that, but you may not pay much tax if you set it up correctly. But then again, you've also got the ISA, which you can draw off tax-free if you so wish to. Build both of them. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also invest in cryptocurrency. On the screen is a DCA tracker. This is not my full amount. I don't want to reveal how much I've got just for security reasons, because you are the sole custody of your assets. But this is a dollar cost average fund that I've been doing for a little bit of time now. I'm down a little bit, but every single Sunday, £60 goes into the market. That is, again, a part of the long-term plan as I build my wealth. My risk percentage on this is a lot smaller than it used to be. I have diversified. I have put more equity into my property when I moved house in 2023. So there is some stuff off this is nowhere near as crazy. If you've been watching my channel, you would have known I was in a podcast recently. I spoke about how crazy it was back in the day. Probably worth checking it out. But yeah, I made a lot of money very quickly in crypto. It changed my life. I had to learn a lot of stuff. I had to get better with my money management and not be an idiot when I was a lot younger. Midlife crisis vibes very, very early. It is very aggressive, but I don't really bother with altcoins now. I mainly focus on Bitcoin. That makes it much easier. And yeah, I do say this, and a lot of people do ask me, do you recommend Bitcoin in your portfolio? Yes, definitely, 100%. But keep the allocation small. Not financial advice, of course. Because the way I look at it, cryptocurrency isn't really the foundation now. It's more of the fuel for the accelerant. It works. It's great for growth. And that is the main compounding factor for me. It is my growth engine. And let's talk about the room, the house. I am going to be overpaying my mortgage slightly. Nothing aggressive, nothing crazy. I know people in the comments will be like, well, should you? Yeah, you probably should. When you have a house, you have capital and interest. When you first start off, you probably know that your interest is higher than your capital repayments, if that makes sense. So say, for example, you've got £1,000 going out, maybe £600 of that is at interest, then 400 is that capital side of it. And then eventually over the course of years, it will balance out. The goal for me is to pay as little interest as possible in the quickest possible time. So even if you put £50 or £100 a month onto that, you may actually save 3 or 4 years. That is 3 or 4 years you can reinvest or invest further, faster, with a lot more clout, therefore increasing your speed of being able to retire. That is quite a big perk. Not to mention, if you reduce your outgoings due to the mortgage side of it and you're happy with your home, you will be more comfortable. But I want to reflect on one thing. And I know people say this as well. I see it a lot. Time, balance. What if I don't live? What if I live forever? You can't think shoulda, woulda, coulda, if, buts, maybe. You've got to have a plan and you've got to stick with it. Balance matters. You do have to live for now, but you also have a little eye on the future as well. Yes, go and experience life. Don't be a frugal idiot. Yes, enjoy life, obviously. If you enjoy your life to the point where you have to live paycheck to paycheck, you might need to address that. I stated that I want to go from 1 million to 1.8 million in assets. The previous model didn't really work when you think 20 to 25, 30 years down the line. And some people did ask that question. If you've got £1 million in assets and say 500 grand of that is the house, you've only got 500 grand in pension terms / ISA terms, or maybe lifetime ISA or cash to play with. House equity is house equity. You cannot do anything with that other than live in your house. You have to maybe sell it. Would you want to sell your house? So yeah, make sure you have that covered as well within your own plan. Because for me, I'm looking to move house in the next 5 to 10 years. Bigger house, better for the kids, the long-term future house. That probably will be more money down. But on the screen, you can do an investment calculator, right? Everyone, as I say, is different. I do have a budget planner as well for free members. I will talk about more of that in a second. But the top and bottom of it is simple. Everyone is different. I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? But ultimately, let's talk about it. Even with, your starting portfolio, say you've got 10 grand laying around and you're starting off with that. And £300 a month is probably a lot of money these days. But over 30 years, £250 commitment might not be that bad. Remember, it's a commitment every single month for 30 years, not I'm going to lump 100 grand, which is what that would be, 100 grand over that time period. Because when you adjust it for inflation, you're looking at £204,000 total with a decent yield on cost and dividend income. That could settle you up for some side of it. When you then combine pension contributions, workplace pension, overpaying your mortgage, adding capital and value appreciation over the course of time with multiple things, you will have a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyways, it's all about being consistent though. That is the main thing here. Consistency. Because as you can see here, over a period of time, you will grow. That's it. Simply that. And whether you're talking dividend income, whatever it may be, you will get a little bit of an income every single month, every single year. That could help your life a little bit. But as I say, I can't go through exact numbers. Everyone's different. If I did 500, 600, 800, someone will moan about it. Oh, it's too much because the price of bread's too much. I know. I see your point. But as you can see, my website is designed to help you. I have budget planners. I have financial spreadsheets. I have pension calculators. I have a full membership that I highly recommend you jump in. As it stands, it is very, very cheap. And I know you can see that it is cheap, but I'm adding some financial data modeling. I've got 4 data sets coming in. There's a whole new screener and an ETF screener incoming. There's going to be a whole revamp of the portfolio insights and the Ask AI side of it, the whole Ask Money Mate, which is unbelievable, by the way, will have real data. Because the goal for me is to build financial tools to help you make better decisions, educated decisions, in formal decisions in a way. Because I think a lot of people fail with investing is because they buy at the wrong time. They buy with no research, just a whim, back of a fag packet vibe, back of a bus. I overheard a conversation that I should buy Nvidia because I'm going to get rich. That mentality needs to go. If you get to the point where you need to reinvest your money and you understand what you're doing to grow wealth and compound wealth, you are halfway there. So a quick recap. My goal is to fill my ISA and my pension. I am still reinvesting into cryptocurrency every single month. I am going to be slowly overpaying my mortgage to reduce some of that time factor. But I do have to bear in mind, I am looking to move house. So that extra equity in the house is probably going to be quite welcomed. I'm not chasing the hype. I'm not chasing the next big thing. I want to just grow naturally. It's like a game of Monopoly, isn't it, realistically? But in terms of my investment strategy, it's all about the dividend side of it. I want compounding dividend growth stocks, which you probably already noticed with the type of funds that I have. I want to compound that wealth with a yield on cost to grow. And I know some people disbelieve it, but that's fine. I get it. But for me, I have my growth accelerant, which is obviously Bitcoin. And if you've not done so, please do follow along for more. Watch this video here. That will majorly help you understand the ETF side of it. And yeah, I'll see you again very, very soon.